did it. Where'd my suit go? I think I took decontamination a little too far.
Damn, Spike got ripped as hell. Top one best stuff his game. Okay. Never mind. Hello, Internet. My name is XR Gamer, and today I'm going to be doing something I haven't done before on this channel, but wanted to do for a very long time. Today, I'm going to do a review slash parody talking about, well, Marvel's Spider-Man, or Spider-Man PS4, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, because by this point I've heard all the names. Other than, or usually ending in the best Spider-Man game, which is what we're going to be talking about today. See, that's what my whole video is going to be about. Is this the best Spider-Man game? Because that's the question on everyone's lips. That's the question that everyone asks when a new Spider-Man game comes out. You know, from Web of Shadows to the Ultimate Spider-Man to back in the day of Spider-Man 2, which everyone more or less agrees is the best one, even though in my opinion I think Ultimate is better. So yeah, so if you don't like opinion-based videos, you can kind of fuck off right now, just gonna say, because this is gonna be all my opinion. But at the same time, if you like equal-mindedness and can actually agree or disagree with someone's opinion without being a total asshole about it, then stay and please watch the video, because I do have some funny jokes in this and some funny commentary. But you know, with any further ado, let's kind of jump into the first category. So let's start off with the story. Before going any further, spoiler warning for the main story, characters, and ending. Okay, without further ado, let's begin.
I'm going to die!
The story starts off with Spider-Man trying to stop Kingpin after this long back and forward battle. Well, you finally do it, and you think, oh cool, let's start the game. And then Kingpin warns you that he's for the greatest thing to happen to see, and you think, nah, same as Spider-Man. But then you find out he was right. He literally warned you in the first 5 minutes what's going to happen the rest of the plot. And he is totally right, and just foreshadows the rest of it. But basically, when Kingpin goes down, the whole shit goes into hell because his new villain, Mr. Negative, comes into play, who has a grudge slash is out for revenge on Norman Osborn, who is the mayor of New York in this game, and not really a villain, more like a Wall Street wannabe, I guess. It's weird, I don't like his adaptation of it, but, no, it's okay. But, minus that, there's this really good, interesting villain, and it's a good story, and it's worked with that, and this whole thing works. You know, Mr. Negative's a really good villain. You find out his motives, you kind of feel for him, and you also, but at the same time, you want to stop him from hurting anyone else, and that works for half the game. But then you stop him, and then it reveals the second villain, which is in the game. And I know I said spoiler warning, but this is the final spoiler warning because it's a major spoiler. Throughout the whole start of the game, the first half, you cut through missions. You know, when you're not being Spider-Man, you be Peter Parker, and when you're being Peter Parker, you be at his job, and he's like an intern slash assistant of Dr. Octavius, aka Doc Ock, who in this timeline is this game is a is a good guy, and he just wants to help the world, and he's Peter Parker's like probably best friend, and he's not gonna betray him anyway. He betrays him. So across at least the second half of the game, you'll find out Doc Octavius, who has basically recruited all Spider-Man's main villains. That include Vulture, Electro, Scorpion, Rhino, and Mr. Negative, and yeah, that's it. And then him makes 6, like, I don't know, some kind of Sinister 6? Yeah, they never actually call him Sinister 6, if I remember right. I think it's a passing joke at best, but yeah. But yeah, the Sinister 6, and it's probably the most interesting boss fight between you take 2 villains on at once, which is really cool, you know. But again, yeah, and they just try now stop Dr. Octavius from again also killing Norman Osborn, because he also betrayed him in the past and did this evil thing and also tied to Mr. Negative, and it's this whole story. So again, I don't really want to spoil, slash I don't mind doing. But yeah, without getting too much into it, it's just a revenge story, and Spider-Man's basically got to stop all his worst villains at once. And yeah, that's the probably stronger part of the game, of the story. And then there's the love part of the story, or the romantic part, or MJ and Peter, or if they wanted, they're gonna get back together. They get back together because it's freaking Mary Jane and Spider-Man. How they not get together in the story? It's so annoying because I think that's the most part of the story that kind of loses me in it. Like I first was like, oh yes, MJ, but they kind of force like this conflict because obviously you have forced conflict, and then find a resolution which does not pay off at all. Because the conflict is basically MJ feels like Spider-Man babies her, but he does it in a good way because she always runs into danger. He's always looking out for her, but she feels like he doesn't trust her. Which again, I wouldn't trust her if she keeps running into fucking danger. Like literally, like every time she calls her, every time he calls her, he's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm just breaking into this museum with like a tons of demon heads right here." Demon head, that's fun. That's the wrong shit. "Oh, MJ, what are you doing?" "Oh, well, I'm just currently in a museum full of demons, masquerades, and people who can murder me because I have no superpowers or any protection whatsoever. Oh, I got a stun gun, but that's basically it. Save me, please." That's literally it. It's but at the end, yeah, they go together, and it's like, hey. But again, it's not worth it. But by far, the best part of the story is Miles Morales. Miles Morales' origin story, and I would say this is an origin story for him. I want to go more into the characters themselves, but I want to talk. But like, I don't want to talk too much about Miles here, so my choice words. But his origin story is great. It's really bad when the video game gets his origin better than the comics. Like, if I'm gonna think of Miles Morales now, I'm gonna think of this version, and I'm gonna think of his origin, cause the one in the comics, the recent one, and if you're a comic fan, you know what I mean. The one where his friend, who he just met for 5 minutes, suddenly died, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna be Spider-Man now because that's like my Uncle Ben." Cause bro, I tried to bang your sister, but you end up dying because of a scroll. God damn it. God damn it. Take a note, Michael Brian Mendes, okay? This is how you write your character. The character you made. And someone else can write it better than you. It's pretty bad, okay? It's pretty bad. But yeah, that's the story. It's good. The story is probably the strongest part of the element. What isn't the strongest part of the element is kind of the gameplay, but not in a way you're thinking. Which leads me into...
Big fan. Oh, wow. I always wanted to meet you.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
So if you're a fan of this channel, you might have already seen my last Spider-Man video. And if you haven't, you probably should go and check that out on this channel. And also maybe do a sneaky subscribe. Why not? Gotta get myself plugging in. Myself plugging in there. Where was I? Alright, so this other Spider-Man video, which I had such great moments like this.
Good as new.
Oh yeah, good as new. Definitely good as new. Oh yeah, that was shit. Maybe just watch my Dying Light series instead. That actually was more entertaining. But my point that I'm trying to make is that in that video, the Spider-Man one, I mentioned how natural and smooth the swinging mechanics was of this game, and it was. It's probably the best one I've actually played so far. And I'll be honest, I haven't played a Spider-Man game in a while. I think the last other Spider-Man game I played was Marvel's, a Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, which yeah, that had some decent swinging mechanics as well. Might even top all of them, like. But no, to be honest, this just had the best. And my major beef with this game isn't with the swinging, of course, because swinging is 100% built into the mechanic of the game. My major problem with the game with the fighting mechanics of the game. C, as it's not a bad, layout. It's not even a bad design. I think it's just that it tries too hard to not be Arkham, which is greatest downfall. It feels like someone did like an opposite. So you got the Arkham control and they just did a 180 on it, and it kind of complicates it and makes it a necessary annoyance. Like when you get like the mechanic off it, because like, I can kind of switch, it's actually alright. It's just a bit boring in the end afterwards, which again doesn't make it great better either. It just either seems overly complicated, or when you got the hang of it, a little bit too boring. It gets too easy, but it is quite creative within Arkham. Like they do generally put Spider-Man's fighting style into it. It's not like a bad fighting style or anything. It's just seamlessly doesn't work on every scale. Like at one point, it's either too, well, it seems too difficult, but when it's just too overcomplicated. But in the level, it's just too, well, boring after you mastered it for like playing after probably 2 hours. You probably get a hang of it. If you like leave it and then come back to it, you probably forget it again and then just get a hang of it again. But yeah, half the time you just end up winning enemies anyway because it's easier. Because, oh my god. So this game has, I guess, side quests, obviously after the main campaign, and you have to take down villains' layers, which is cool enough combat anyway. That's pretty, dope. But it allows you to go in any way you want. Either you can go in stealthy, or you can just go in and attack everyone immediately. But it limits it because after the first wave, every enemy is immediately alerted to where you are. So I literally spend hours, okay, not hours, like 10 minutes, but feels like hours, going around, scouting all the enemies' routines, and then one by one picking them off, just to then be alerted immediately afterwards, saying, oh yeah, he's here. Which is kind of annoying. Why even give you the option to try going stealthy if it's just to immediately pull the rug over you and go, nah, you can't do that anymore. It just seems so stupid. I don't know, I feel like the stealth part of the game is just like an afterthought. Like, they didn't even want it, but then it got told last second, oh yeah, you have to add it in. But other than, that's my only real beef with it. Everything else is pretty solid. The swinging mechanics is great, like I just mentioned. It would literally get you from A to point B with the most funnest experience of your life. Like, I've just basically swung from halfway across the map. There's a fast travel as well, if you really want to use that, but you're not going to use that. You have too much fun swinging. You probably won't even realize there's a fast travel, because I didn't realize it was until I accidentally went into one of the points. I was like, oh, is it a fast travel area? Oh, there's fast travel in this game? It was a weird thing to have fast travel in, but at the same time, you probably only ever do that if you're in a time rush, or just genuinely bored and tried it. Actually, it's kind of fun, because it just like put a little animation of Spidey on a subway with all his different costumes, whatever costume you're wearing, so that's pretty fun. But other than that, I have seen no other point where you do use fast travel, and everything else is pretty solid. So, good job, Insomniac Games. Did a good job out there.
Feels so good.
Okay, now let's talk about the characters. So, who else are we going to start off with? With the main man himself, Peter Parker / Spider-Man. And Spider-Man is probably one of the best characters in this game. Obviously, you would think so, because it's his fucking game. But he is generally one of the best versions of Spider-Man I've seen in a very long time. So, basically, this version is everything you think of when you think of Spider-Man. The funny quips, the witty banter between the villains back and forth, the youthful but yet also wise character that the Sam Raimi kind of portrayed in his films, or Sam Raimi's version portrayed in his films. It just genuinely that kind of, and then when it comes to like the Peter Parker himself, I would say it's kind of modeled, at least looks wise, and a little bit personality, 20% personality, of the Andrew Garfield style, but I mean, I'm just being biased there because I kind of like Andrew Garfield's version of Spider-Man. I like the Spider-Man. I don't really like this Peter Parker. They're a bit too hipsters for me. Even though everyone compares me to him, which is always fun to be compared to as a hipster, because that's what you want to be compared to. Yay! Thanks, friends. But I love about Spider-Man is he's not actually the younger one, because either like when you go Spider-Man, you have the high school version or you have the older 20s version, and they've decided to go for the older 20s version, which I think works really well because he has his experience. You know, we don't have to backtrack with the whole grieving process like he usually goes through when Uncle Ben gets shot. It is an older and a bit more wiser Spider-Man. He's still our Spider-Man. You know, he's still making mistakes, trying to learn, trying to balance his life being Spider-Man. It just basically works better because he's done this for a couple of years now instead of just starting off doing it. He's done it for a year, so it gives it more. Oh, what's the word? Gives him more character, I guess. Yeah, it gives him generally more character, which works really well in his favour. And of course, there's less crying face, so thank God for that. You know, don't want to talk about crying. But so overall, this is probably one of the best Spider-Mans we've seen, you know, to date. Yeah, he's alright. He's no Neil Patrick Harris like, but he's alright. Oh my God, can we just talk about the new animated series? I was talking with this friend. And this is gonna be a rant, but sorry, it's my video. But who remembers the Spider-Man, the new animated series? God damn it, that was the best. Fuck bringing back all the other cartoons, like, I don't know, like Young Justice, that's baby on like a year and so. Bring back, I want hashtag, bring back Spider-Man, the new animated series. Season 2, fucking tweet to MTV, don't they tell the right, saying to Sony, tweet to anyone, Neil Patrick Harris himself. You know, I want it back, okay? I'm hitting my desk, I'm not going good, but I want this back so badly. So, you know, Twitter, get on that, please. Oh God, it'd be fun. No one's gonna tweet that whatsoever. But of course, where is our hero without our villain? And in this case, our villains. That was really shit, I apologize. Oh, it's gonna be fun. So, of course, there was 2 major villains. Obviously, there's kind of like the little Sinister Six at the kind of end of the game you kind of meet, but at the same time, there is maybe just 2 major villains, which is of course our first villain for the first part of the game, which is Mr. Negative, which we're going to talk about, and then obviously our second villain, but we'll get to that one when we get to him. But it's all about Mr. Negative, because Mr. Negative, right, in my opinion, worked on every level. So before going into this, I kind of like had a basic knowledge of Mr. Negative, and I'm like a comic book geek myself. I describe myself as that. I did a high note, then I pushed myself chest back up and just did a proper high note of being a comic book geek. God damn it. Oh my God. But that's not gonna be the end of the video. But yeah, as being a week, I never really knew too much about Negative. I knew of him. I knew key factions of his story. Like basically, he's this crime lord. The deaths I know about him affecting universes. I know he cured Eddie Brock's cancer and turned him into anti-venom. That is literally it. That's what I knew. But I think that's what's so great about him. I think that's what Insomniac knew, and we're like, okay, we're gonna take this guy, because they had a pick of all the villains. They could have went with Green Goblin. They could have went with Carnage, Venom. They didn't. They went for Mr. Negative, which worked really well, because again, not many people know him, and people who do know him don't really know too much about him. And I think that's what works really well. They had their claim on their little outlet, but they molded it into something that makes it work so well. He's a sympathetic villain. When you hear his whole story and why he's doing his motives, you kind of feel for him and you want to help him, but also stop him because he's doing it for all the wrong reasons. But at the same time, you want to help him because he is trying to avenge a noble cause, which, you know, but he's doing it in all the wrong ways, which has hurt more innocents than he probably even wants, but at this point he's just gone down, so driven by revenge, which probably relates back to Spider-Man, who himself kind of went on his little revenge rant after Ben's death, but the power and that great speech that stopped him and remembered him who he was. He kind of wants to be that for Detective, which makes it really work really well. But I love like the whole like theme of it. Revenge works well for both villains. So obviously leads on to our second villain, because to be honest, we can't talk about revenge without going with this guy. And I know that's spoiler alert already, but again, I'm gonna spoil this, but like he is literally a secret villain. And if you haven't played Spider-Man yet, but you want to, and you don't want to be spoiled on like the storyline, or you don't want an experience being ruined for you, of course, I'm talking about Dr. Octavius, also known as Doc Ock. So in the first half of the game, he's a mentor of Peter. He is his boss, but at the same time, he's probably one of his closest friends. He respects Peter, he believes in Peter, and he 100% is there to help Peter. He wants all his best interests at heart. And Peter does the same back to him. He truly sees like his kind of father figure in him. But slowly through the game, Doc starts to lose everything. His life work, his whole kind of grip on reality slips with him. And he's pushed to the breaking point where he ends up doing experiments on himself that leads him this dark road and out with his mind, but at the same time, I think truly releasing the true Doc, that this hatred that's been building up for revenge over, of course, Norman Osborn, because of course it's always Norman Osborn, who's basically made both of these guys, again Mr. Negative, by torturing them in the past, who Doc Ock was a part of, and now by closing Doc Ock's, or buying out Doc Ock's technology and all his firm, it basically pushes him to the breaking point to want revenge on Norman, which he goes 100% for, which of course Spider-Man has to clean up some mess. And in the guilt Spider-Man feels, because he always feels guilt. It's annoying. I don't know why he does feel guilt because of Doc. I know I guess he's a friend and stuff, but still it's the most annoying thing. But he wants to save him so bad, which you feel for, and you want to save Doc. Like you want to just kind of beat some sense into him and go, hey, this isn't you, but unfortunately never comes. He never really learns. Even Peter in the end has to walk away from him, which is sad. But these two characters are probably double opposites of Spider-Man, and how he grows with his pain and stuff, and great redemption of what it's like if you leave this darkness inside you, if you grow this hatred, this need for revenge, you will only let the demon will overtake you, and one day will ruin everything you stand for and the people you care most about. So don't do that, guys. Don't let the demon inside you. We're talking about one of the upper and best characters in this game. Oh my god, I love this character so much. Miles motherfucking Morales. Okay. And it's this character about. I didn't talk about MJ because it's MJ. If you know from the comics and the movies, she gets talked about way too much. It's basically the same MJ. She has now a journalist job. That's basically it. That's what's new with MJ. But what's new with Miles is, you know, he's new in comics. Not many people know him. And I'm going to talk about Miles because I fucking love Miles Morales. So let's talk about Miles motherfucking Morales. So here we are talking about Miles motherfucking Morales. Okay, so Miles Morales. Oh my god, this character. I love this character so much in the game. I didn't really like him too much in the comics. I've read him. I did like what I've seen of him. I just didn't really see a different side to him. Spider-Man, he feels kind of like in the early days. I haven't read his new line, but apparently he's better than his new line. But in the early days, he's kind of felt like a carbon copy from Peter Parker. Just a different, more ranchy version. God damn it. Like, to not bring Rage River into it, I'm not just a character alone here. He is 100% one of the best characters in the game. Second behind Peter, of course, but he's written so well. He has shown probably the most character development and character depth. Character depth. That's not right, but whatever, you know what I mean. And he is so great. So basically, Miles is just kind of a fanboy. He's Spider-Man, so you kind of immediately empathize with Miles because, you know, like ourselves, if you're playing an obvious Spider-Man game, you're going to be a fan of Spider-Man, so you've been in his shoes. He's just a fan of Spider-Man. He just looks up to him. He's a hero to him, and that's what he is. And then throughout the game, you meet as Spider-Man, you play Spider-Man, you meet a officer named, I think, Davis, who helps you out, even saves Batman's life, and midway through the game, he's rewarded with this whole ceremony in his honor, and that's when you find out that Davis is Miles' father, and Miles, even though you meet Miles again. But this is the first ever the grand attack that the Mr. Negative pulls off, and unfortunately, in the carnage, Davison dies, sacrificing his life to save others, and Miles goes through this whole grief process. That's when we truly see his character development, and he uses this grief in time to fall into a feast, which shows his more character depth. He tries to help out Spider-Man and MJ more, even eventually saving Spider-Man's life with the help of Mary Jane, and getting this great account of him, and of course we get him seen bit by a similar spider, which obviously gives him Spider-Man's powers, or similar powers, we don't quite know yet, which is awesome, his origin, but it's so great just to see this character again as Justice. But at the same time, it's kind of sad when this character, who's probably been in comics for, maybe 2014? Maybe longer? Or shorter? I don't know. But this character who's really deserves justice to be serving right has only basically just this year in a game of all things. Not a comic book or the movie. Well, we don't know a movie yet because we haven't seen the movie, but that looks pretty good as well. But in the game first, gets the justice he deserves for the character. And oh my god, it really is sad. When a game gets the better origin for his character. Because, oh my god, the fucking origin in the comics currently, the new one, is just, what the hell is that? Why would we care about his friend he just met 10 minutes ago? What? Are we supposed to feel sorry because he was trying to bang his sister? I don't know. What is that? What the fuck, Michael Brian Bendis? Just get your fucking shit together, okay? Just get it together, okay? Put it in a backpack, get all your shit, and put it together. I'm not doing a Rick and Morty joke. Oh, god damn it. I was not even in the script. I just happened to go off script and reference Rick and Morty. You know, but you know, it's my high IQ just showing, you know. God damn it. But in the end, Miles Morales is one badass motherfucker. And oh my god. But talking about the ending.
Hey, get me. Almost. Close. Oh shit. Wow. You guys are really shit at British Bulldog. Like, come on, I'm basically giving you one.
What can I talk about that possibly hasn't already been talked about or said already? For starters, you know, the ending Jenny had me going. You know, with Aunt May's death, I thought it was going to be a psycho. I genuinely thought, okay, this is Aunt May, okay? Don't try to bullshit me, okay? This chick, this legend, the fucking devil resurrected this bitch. I don't think you're going to kill her, okay? But they did. They actually did. They managed to find a way to win, and everybody still loses. In Insomniac game, you managed to kill Aunt May. Oh my god, not even the Snap could do that. Well, at least as far as we know, you know, then Tony wouldn't have this awkward conversation at least. So that's a win, alright? What, too soon? Well. But no, all jokes aside, this is a really heartwarming moment. You feel Peter's pain as he's probably losing one of the last closest parent figures he has, and the way Aunt May just told him how proud he was of him. Oh my god, I'm actually crying right now. God damn it, it's really emotional, okay guys, shut up. It's really nice, and Insomniac, you finally pulled the trigger on that 70-ish-year-old gun that's been pointed at Anime's head, and I give you a salute for it, dear sir. Thank you. But now there's the moment of truth. Is this game the best game? The best Spider-Man game? And the answer is, yeah. In my opinion, it is the best. We're going to get, well, to the sequel of this game, which is might just been announced. So, yay for that one. But, like I said, my opinion, it's just my opinion. You might not think that Marvel Spider-Man is the best one. You might still think Spider-Man 2 is, or maybe Ultimate Spider-Man, or hell, you might even think Spider-Man's friend or foe. Nah, I'm not kidding. No one fucking likes that game. That's shit. But it doesn't matter. What matters is they got the sense of Spider-Man. They asked to make a Spider-Man game. They were given all Marvel's characters, and they asked specifically for Spider-Man. And you know what? They did that. They did do this. They made a Spider-Man game. The character isn't, one of the biggest ones. He's like the Avengers. He doesn't go off and save the day. He's a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And this game represents that so well. It shows him who he is, and it shows what his world is. Literally, the city of New York feels like a sidekick to Spider-Man, because take away New York from Spider-Man, or the other way around, Spidey just doesn't feel the same. And the game knows this. You want to know my favorite part of this game? And if you said no, then why the fuck are you still hanging around? Jesus Christ, at the end of the video, mate, it's just half this in my opinion again, where we might as well finish it off, man, am I right? But no, it's literally, the favorite part is when you stop a small mugging, or when you save people, or when you just stop for a second to say hi to people on the street. Because I don't know why, but the feeling you get from doing that experience makes you feel like Spider-Man. You're not doing it for the glory, or you're not doing it for this fame, or this respect of justice. You're just doing it because it's the right thing to do. I think the best way to say it, or to sum it up, is say how Arkham Knight is be the Batman. This game is be Spider-Man. This is the game we've deserved for the longest of times. And I think, in the immortal words of Uncle Ben, with great power comes great responsibility. And this game does those words justice, in my opinion. But anyway, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. I know this is a longer one than my usual videos, probably, and definitely different, but I wanted to make this for so long now. It's been quite a challenge editing it all together, because it's not my usual take. I don't just talk for 10 minutes with some gameplay in the background. I have to write a script, I have to do this, I have to do all that, edit it all together, make it great for you guys. But in the end, I hopefully think it was. I hoping it's gonna be. I hope you guys enjoy it, and if you do, please show that by liking this video and subscribing, because it would help a lot. It really shows me you want me to make more videos like this in the future. And yeah, thanks again for watching. It means more than you ever know. So thank you.